Hi, my name is Dr. Bill Zelei and I'm Superintendent of the South Euclid-Lyndhurst Schools. Today we are joined by the housing manager of South Euclid, Sally Martin, and Sally is heading up a new initiative here in South Euclid, and we're also joined by Mayor Georgine Welo of South Euclid. So Sally, can you tell us about this new green initiative that you have going?
Absolutely, Dr. Zelei. We're very excited about our Green Neighborhoods initiative. This is a project that we started in 2009 with grant funds from two different sources. Our city competed with multiple cities to obtain these funds, and we got just over $1 million to work in our neighborhoods. We're revitalizing houses by doing a rehabilitation and a resale program, and we're also building community gardens. So to date, we've built 2 gardens, and we've done 4 houses with more to come.
Wow, so $1 million. That has to be a great partnership, and revitalizing the community is really a neat thing to do.
Absolutely, because what we've seen is many of the homes are obsolete in some ways. Single-car garages, no first-floor bathrooms, no first-floor laundry rooms, larger doorways, kind of more of this open ranch-style living. And also to be in high efficiency. In fact, one of our homes has no mow grass, where you mow the grass twice a year. And what we've really done is we've been able to put you into a home which is green and sustainable, in which you can age out. You can have your kindergartner from an Adrian or Roland, right up to a college student that's just graduated from Brush High School. And for us, what we've really realized is this is a way also to bring in young, I don't know, how do you...
We've been getting a lot of young professionals, a lot of medical professionals interested in the properties. What we did is we jumped off of all of the green initiatives that South Euclid has been doing in the past few years. We've launched a riparian ordinance. We permit rain barrels, rain gardens. We've been encouraging sustainable practices. With the foreclosure crisis, we had a true opportunity in front of us to take some of these funds. Some are from HUD, from the Neighborhood Stabilization Program, and some are from the First Suburbs Development Corporation, which is a consortia of inner ring suburbs. We competed against other cities for the funds, and the idea being this was something that could be reproduced in other inner ring suburbs. So a model for all the suburbs to follow. What was most interesting, I think, about our project and what makes it noteworthy is the fact that we did team up with a variety of collaborators, and a lot of them were educational institutions. So we brought together officials from the Cleveland Institute of Art, and in fact, we engaged students in the project. We wanted to essentially reimagine what a bungalow could be. We have a lot of post-war bungalow housing stock, probably in the neighborhoods where we had the most foreclosure, preponderance of that type of housing stock. Although many people thought it was obsolete, we knew that it wasn't. We knew that it allowed first floor living, that it would allow people to age in place if it was handled correctly. So we brought in various architects, design students, and even Whole Foods Market. They ended up becoming a major sponsor of the whole thing, and in fact became so engaged in the gardens, they managed their own plots in the gardens and had programming all summer long where they brought people around on tours. So it was truly an effort that combined a lot of brain power to come up with a way to maybe have people take a fresh look at a bungalow property, and that's really the idea.
This sounds like a really neat opportunity where we're taking things that we might have looked at as a problem a few years ago, older homes or foreclosed homes, vacant properties, consumption of too much energy, and turning it into a great opportunity for our city.
Right, because the last thing we want is someone to move in and not be able to afford home ownership and sustainable home ownership. So obviously taking a bungalow and retrofitting it and making it perfectly green was a way to ensure that over time someone could afford to remain in the homes. So in fact, our property at Wilmington, we have a property at 4182 Wilmington, which I'm happy to report has sold.
Okay.
Our first project. That project is actually pending LEED for Homes Gold certification, which is one of the absolute highest echelon of rehab standards for the green spectrum. So it completely sustainable, very inexpensive to live in, very inexpensive to heat. So we're very anxious to follow our homeowner for the next few years and find out what her findings are in terms of her expenses. A lot of energy and thought was put into even the exterior. In fact, that was very important to us as city officials to make sure that the curb appeal of these houses was outstanding. And so we want people to also see the advantages of living outside and in. So we wanted to make the outside just as inviting, and I think we've definitely achieved that. Permeable pavers, no mow grass, all native plant materials. In fact,
bioswales.
We have rain gardens and rain barrels at each of the houses. So all of the storm water that comes down is virtually completely absorbed by the property and doesn't run off into the storm.
So the permeable pavers, the water actually runs through the pavement?
Right, and in fact we've even gone further than that by putting reservoirs underneath the paver material to actually absorb all of that water.
Wow.
So it doesn't run off. So we are all facing higher sewer and water bills. This is a way to mitigate that.
So now we don't have to worry about our rising sewer costs.
We plan to share everything we've gathered through this process. And in fact, I think probably one of the most exciting things that's coming down the road here is that we're going to be constructing a brand new green home, which is designed to fit on our typical infill lot. We're working with Doty and Miller Architects, which are the architects that are doing the sustainability, the greenhouse down at the Natural History Museum. They're very excited about the project because we've challenged them, and it's a very big challenge, to build a house from the ground up for $150,000 that anyone could build for that price that's completely green. So they are very excited about it, and coupled with our incentives, we have some tax abatement that would make that very attractive for people.
Wow.
What we're hoping is here will be a home built on a piece of property where a home was torn down, and you could have a brand new home.
Affordably and sustainably.
And where else can you do that? And you'd be close to everything.
Right.
Downtown, you know, the bus routes, shopping. We feel that South Euclid will become more than likely the best green neighborhoods you could possibly live in.
That is really awesome. So who are the target that you're trying to bring in? I mean, who are the folks that you think that you want to target?
One of the most important things that we felt about doing the project was to make the house sustainable and accessible to anyone who would want to live there. So the bungalow floor plan is ideal for us because it allows for first floor living. Each house has a first floor laundry. So if you couldn't climb stairs or didn't want to climb stairs, that's okay. You could still live in there and have the upstairs be a suite for your grandkids or your guests. But what we're finding is it is attracting a large number of young professionals back to South Euclid. We wanted to build on the amenities that are already inherent in a nice inner ring community like South Euclid: walkability, proximity to services, ease of use of public transportation, things that are going to become more and more important as the price of gas goes up, as the cost of living increases, as we deal with more recessionary influences. So one of the best surprises that has come out of the entire thing has been the success of the gardens. That one, I know the mayor has been out meeting with some of the gardeners, and she probably could share some great stories.
Yeah, why don't we talk a little bit about the gardens, since we've talked a lot about the houses.
Do you want to talk about how we actually funded the gardens? Because, you know, none of our South Euclid tax dollars have been used, and that's very important for people to know.
Yeah, we've been so lucky to have these funds to do some green space enhancements, and we have 2 community gardens that started last May. We have one at 4069 Colony Road, and then we have one at 3915 Warrendale Road. These were parcels that had been demolished and gardens put in their place. But what we found is that it totally engaged those neighborhoods in a way that we didn't even envision happening.
Neighbors who'd never even
they've been there 25 years.
They didn't even know each other.
Never met their neighbors, and now they feel more wedded than ever to the community.
Right.
So are these flower gardens, or are they vegetable gardens?
Mostly
vegetable.
A combination, but mostly vegetable that
Okay.
I've seen. And Whole Foods was a great partner. They actually showed how to compost correctly, which is
they built compost beds.
Right.
They was The projects that we have are listed for sale on the multiple listing service.
Okay.
We have a realtor that they're listed with. They're also on several different websites. In addition to the city website, thecityofsoutheuclid.com. We have a Facebook page for the South Euclid Green Neighborhoods Initiative. We also are on a website that is run by Cuyahoga County called idealhomescc.com.
Okay.
So they have every house in the county that's being revitalized using grant funds.
Right. We're also going to be putting on a solar roof, solar panels on our community center.
Okay.
The community center roof is like 22 or 24 years old, and we're actually working hard on that. And Michael Love, who again is a Brush graduate here, he's taking on that project along with the Solar SID program.
Well, right. There is a wonderful program being launched by the First Suburbs. I think a lot of innovation is coming out of these entering suburbs. Where there is going to be a special program for commercial buildings to be retrofitted with these new green technologies. So that can be put on the taxes for 20 years. So the cash outlay isn't there, but you can retrofit your building.
Right, and you'll become more sustainable. And another idea came out of Meg Martinez, our community center director, where we're going to be having a walking group 2 or 3 days a week. And what we hope to propose is for the walking group is to see other parts of the city. So that you can see neighborhoods, the bridges, you can see shopping areas, really highlight a lot of the places. You work so hard, you come home, and a lot of times you don't ever leave your homestead.
Sure.
And what we're trying to do is to actually have them see what else is in South Euclid, and then if you outgrow your home or if you want to downsize, you can stay right in your community. My husband's a lifer, he's never left. So I think these green homes are a good idea, because that way I can get into a ranch somewhere down the road.
Well, it's been awesome talking to both of you, and I hope we can do this again sometime.
Thank you.
We'd love to show you the houses.
All right. Okay, you got a deal. I'm going to see houses.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.